The sky above Earth's orbit was streaked with faint purple clouds, a silent warning of the unknown that waited beyond. Commander Alex Ryland stood on the deck of the exploration vessel Eos, staring at the distant planet below. It was a world untouched by humans, yet it shimmered with a strange beauty. The mission was simple, or so they thought: explore, gather data, return. But as Alex would soon discover, some worlds were never meant to be fully understood. The landing was smooth, almost too smooth. As the craft touched down, the ground beneath them seemed alive, faint pulses of light rippling through the soil. The crew, 5 humans trained for every conceivable danger, disembarked, their suits glowing faintly in the dim sunlight. Alex led the team, scanning the environment with cautious excitement. Atmosphere stable. Oxygen levels normal, reported Lieutenant Kara. Her voice carried a mix of relief and awe. But, look at this. Alex followed her gaze. The forest around them wasn't green as on Earth, it shimmered in dark shades of violet and silver. Trees stretched taller than skyscrapers, their leaves glinting like glass in the windless air. Something about the silence felt wrong. It wasn't empty, it was watching. They ventured deeper, every step crunching on crystalline soil. Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were being observed. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw her. She appeared suddenly, stepping out from the shadows of the towering trees. Her skin was pale, almost glowing under the strange light. Eyes a deep, unearthly crimson locked onto his. Her hair flowed like liquid night, and a thin, elegant body moved with predator-like grace. Alex froze, every instinct screaming at him to run, yet his curiosity rooted him to the spot. The alien spoke, her voice soft yet commanding, echoing slightly in the empty air. "Human, do you dare taste my fangs?" The words sent shivers down Alex's spine. His mind raced. Fangs? Vampire? He had read about legends on old Earth, stories meant to scare children. But this was real and terrifying. Who are you?" Alex stammered, his hand inching toward his communicator. She tilted her head, a playful yet dangerous smile forming on her lips. "Names are unimportant here. Only your choice matters. Will you step closer, or run?" The air between them seemed to thicken. Alex felt drawn to her, a mix of fear and something he could not name. His team moved cautiously, weapons raised, but he couldn't focus. The alien's gaze pinned him, and for the first time in his life, he felt powerless. Lieutenant Kara whispered, "Commander, we should retreat. Now." But retreat wasn't an option. Not yet. Alex took a tentative step forward. Each movement felt surreal, like walking through a dream that balanced on the edge of nightmare and desire. The alien's smile widened. "Courage, human. Or foolishness. Either way, you intrigue me." She stepped closer, and Alex noticed her fangs glint in the dim light. They were long, sharp, dangerous. His heart pounded. Suddenly, a loud rustle came from the trees. Alex spun around, one of his teammates had tripped over the crystalline roots. The alien's head flicked toward the sound, her attention divided for the first time. Alex realized then how lethal she must be. One wrong move, and she could strike in a blink. But she did not strike. Instead, she watched, silent and patient, as the humans regrouped. Then, almost casually, she said, "Your kind is fragile, yet fascinating. I will give you a choice. Come closer, and taste what you cannot imagine. Or step back, and live, for now." Alex's mind swirled. Taste her fangs? What did that even mean? Yet part of him, the part that had always longed for adventure, for the unknown, wanted to say yes. Before he could decide, she took another step forward. The air shimmered around her, like heat rising from sand. Alex noticed the small details, the faint scent of something sweet, almost intoxicating, the way her eyes glimmered, reflecting his own fear and curiosity, the subtle hum of power in her presence. One of the other humans, Sergeant Malik, finally spoke. "Commander, we need to retreat. This is beyond anything we trained for." Alex looked back at him, torn. Every survival instinct screamed to run. But something alien and mesmerizing held him in place. The alien bent slightly, tilting her head closer to him. Her eyes searched his, and in that moment, Alex understood something profound. She wasn't just dangerous. She was waiting. Waiting for him to make a choice that could change everything. And then, with a whisper like silk, she said, "Do you dare, or will you hide, human?" Time seemed to slow. The forest around them was silent. His team watched, tense and ready. The alien's fangs glimmered in the muted light. Alex's pulse thundered in his ears. He took a deep breath, trying to push away the fear. I will step closer," he said, his voice barely more than a whisper. The alien's smile widened, a flash of teeth, both threatening and alluring. "Good. Courage, or foolishness. Either way, the night is young, and your choice begins now." Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled. Alex stumbled slightly, reaching for stability. The alien's eyes flickered toward the source of the movement. In that instant, he realized this world was far more dangerous than he had imagined. Yet somehow, standing there, heart racing, he knew he could not turn back. As the team prepared to follow, the alien vanished into the shadows, leaving only the echo of her voice. "Remember, human, the night has many secrets, and so do I." Alex's chest tightened. His hands shook slightly. Something primal inside him had awakened fear, curiosity, and a strange longing all mixed together. He looked at his team. They waited, unsure, tense. But he knew, whatever happened next, nothing would ever be the same. And so, on a strange, violet world, under skies that felt both alien and familiar, the encounter began. The night had only just started. The violet sky stretched endlessly above the alien forest, strange lights flickering like distant stars. Commander Alex Rylan had thought he understood danger until now. The alien vampire had vanished into the shadows, but her presence lingered like a heartbeat he could feel in his chest. Alex's team moved cautiously, every step stirring the crystalline soil that glittered beneath their boots. Lieutenant Kara kept glancing behind them, as if expecting the alien to appear from nowhere, and she was right. A sudden chill ran through the air. The light dimmed unnaturally, and the shadows seemed to twist and stretch toward Alex. Then, without warning, a voice, soft, hypnotic, impossible to ignore, echoed from the darkness. "Human, you cannot hide. I can feel your fear, and your curiosity." Alex froze. His hand instinctively went to the small energy blade at his side, but something about the voice made him hesitate. There was danger in it, yes, but also an irresistible pull. From the shadows, she emerged again. The alien vampire was more stunning than before. Her skin shimmered faintly in the low light, and her eyes glowed like molten rubies. Every step she took was fluid, deliberate, almost mesmerizing. Alex felt his heart race, not just from fear, but from fascination. "You came closer," she said, her voice soft, like silk brushing against steel. "Few humans have courage, or foolishness enough to do that. What do you want from me?" Alex asked, his voice steady despite the tremor in his chest. She smiled, a slow, dangerous smile. "I want you to understand me, and yet, you will never fully grasp what I am." She stepped closer. The faint scent of something sweet, intoxicating, filled the air, clouding his mind. Alex's instincts screamed at him to run. Every survival fiber in his body shouted, "Danger." But another part, the part that had always chased the unknown, urged him forward. "Do you feel it?" she whispered, tilting her head, her crimson eyes locking onto his. "The hunger, the power, the darkness inside you that yearns for more?" He didn't answer. His mind struggled with the question she asked, but his body betrayed him, inching forward despite every warning. Suddenly, the forest shifted. A loud cracking noise came from above, and a massive shadow fell across the crystalline floor. Alex looked up, heart in his throat. Another creature, larger, darker, more menacing, emerged from the trees. It was not human, not like anything they had trained for. The alien vampire moved with blinding speed, positioning herself between Alex and the threat. "Do not fear," she said calmly, almost teasingly. "I will not let them touch you, if you stay with me." Alex's pulse thundered. She was powerful more than he could have imagined, but the danger was real. One wrong move, and both he and his team could die. The creature lunged. The alien vampire reacted instantly, her movements a blur. Her fangs glinted in the dim light as she struck, a flash of motion, and the creature collapsed silently, leaving no trace. Alex's team stared in stunned silence. "You see," she said, turning her glowing eyes back to him. "Power, human. And yet, so fragile. You could be like me, if you dared." Alex swallowed hard. The thought terrified him, yet part of him couldn't look away. Her words were like fire, igniting a dangerous curiosity he could not ignore. Why me?" he asked, almost whispering. She stepped closer, her presence overwhelming. "Because you are alive. Because you feel fear and desire. Because you can choose." Her hand brushed lightly against his arm, sending a shiver down his spine. "Most humans run from the unknown. You embrace it." Before Alex could respond, a sudden alarm rang from the team's equipment. Something, or someone, was tracking them. Red lights flashed across the forest floor. The alien's eyes flicked toward the signal, her calm demeanor breaking into something sharper, more dangerous. "They are coming," she said, her voice dropping into a dangerous whisper. "And your choice will decide everything, your life, and perhaps more." Alex realized then, staying with her was not just a temptation. It was a decision that could change his very existence. "Do you trust me?" she asked, her gaze piercing into him like liquid fire. He hesitated. Every instinct screamed no. Yet a strange force pulled him toward her. He did not fully understand it, but he knew this encounter was no accident. Something ancient, something beyond human understanding, had brought them together. The forest grew darker, the air thicker. Alex's team readied their weapons, but he ignored them. All focus was on the alien, her power, her presence, the dangerous allure of the unknown. The vampire stepped even closer, so close that Alex could feel the warmth of her breath. "Tonight, you will know what it is to truly live, human. To taste the forbidden." His chest tightened. He could see the fangs now, long and deadly, but not just a weapon, they were a promise of power, of mystery, of temptation. Alex's mind raced. He could retreat to safety, return to the known world of humans, and forget this encounter. Or, he could step forward, embrace the unknown, and risk everything. A low growl echoed behind them. The threat was real, yet she remained calm, a predator among prey. And Alex realized, with a mix of fear and fascination, that he was no longer just a human explorer. He had become part of a game far larger than he could imagine, a game of power, desire, and survival. The alien vampire's eyes glinted in the fading light. "Do you dare taste what you cannot imagine?" she whispered. Alex swallowed hard, heart pounding. Every nerve in his body screamed caution. Yet, the pull was undeniable. And somewhere deep inside, he knew this was only the beginning. The night had just begun. The alien forest had grown darker, almost alive with whispers. The violet sky pulsed faintly, reflecting the tension between human courage and alien power. Commander Alex Ryland stood at the center of a crystalline clearing, his pulse echoing in his ears. The alien vampire was there, just a few steps away, her eyes glowing like molten fire, fangs slightly revealed. Around them, the forest seemed to hold its breath. Even Alex's team stayed back, weapons drawn but frozen in awe. The danger was real, he could feel it, but the temptation, that was stronger. The alien stepped closer. Her presence was overwhelming, intoxicating, almost magnetic. "Tonight, human," she whispered, "you will decide. Will you embrace the unknown, or remain one of the fragile?" Alex's mind raced. He remembered the warnings of his team, the alarms, the creatures in the shadows, but something inside him had changed. He was no longer just a soldier or an explorer. He had seen power beyond human limits. He had faced fear and felt desire, curiosity, and something deeper. A sudden rumble shook the ground. From the shadows, the massive predator from before reappeared, more aggressive this time. It lunged toward Alex's team, claws striking the crystalline soil, sending sparks flying. In an instant, the alien vampire moved with impossible speed, intercepting the creature. Her fangs flashed, and with a single, precise strike, the beast collapsed, leaving only silence and the faint echo of a growl. Alex's team stared in disbelief. She saved us," whispered Kara. The alien's gaze turned back to Alex. "You see? Power comes with choice. But choice is dangerous. Are you ready?" Alex swallowed hard. He knew the decision would define him. Step back and return to the human world, safe but forever wondering what if, or step forward and face the unknown, risking life, sanity, and everything familiar. His hand twitched toward his communicator, an instinct to call his team, to retreat, but he stopped. He had changed. He could feel the pull of something bigger than human comprehension, something thrilling and terrifying. He took a cautious step forward. The alien vampire's eyes sparkled, a mix of approval and hunger. She lowered her head slightly, letting him see her fangs fully. "Then come closer, and know what it is to truly live." Before he could make a final step, another shadow flickered at the edge of the clearing. This time, it was not a beast, it was an armored figure, clearly alien, but intelligent. Its presence brought immediate danger. The team tensed, ready to fight. The vampire's hand brushed Alex's shoulder, sending a shiver down his spine. "Trust me," she whispered. And in that instant, a strange, powerful energy enveloped him. He felt strength, clarity, and a strange connection to the alien, a feeling he could not describe. The armored figure lunged, and together, Alex and the vampire moved with synchronized precision. His human reflexes combined with a sudden surge of courage, dodging attacks, protecting his team. He realized he was not fully human anymore, not yet, but part of something bigger. Finally, the figure retreated, disappearing into the dark forest. Silence returned. The alien turned to him, a soft smile on her lips. "You have chosen wisely." Alex's breath came in heavy gasps. He looked at his hands, his body, and then at her. He felt power, danger, and a connection he could not explain. What am I now?" he asked. "You are human," she said, "but you have seen beyond your limits. You have embraced courage, curiosity, and the night. That is the beginning." Her hand extended toward him. "Do you wish to learn, or remain in the world you know?" Alex looked at his team, at the strange world around him, and then back at her. He had faced fear, temptation, and power tonight. And now he understood, true humanity was not about safety, it was about choice. He nodded. "I will learn." The alien's eyes glowed brighter, fangs hidden in her smile. "Good. Then the night is ours, for now." The violet sky shimmered above, the forest alive with whispers and shadows. The team watched, unsure, tense, but Alex no longer felt fear. He had faced the unknown, made his choice, and survived. Not as a regular human, but as something more. The alien stepped back into the shadows, letting him catch his breath. "Remember this, human," she said. "The night is long, and I will return. What you tasted tonight is only the beginning." Alex's chest tightened, a mix of exhilaration and anticipation. He knew the adventure was far from over. The galaxy held many dangers, but also mysteries beyond imagination. And for the first time, he was ready to embrace them. The clearing grew quiet, the violet sky above calm once more. Yet Alex felt a strange pulse in the air, a promise of more to come. The choice had been made, and the night had only just begun.